Brian Schottenheimer yesterday, practice open to the public. Ford Center at the Star in Frisco says he expects Micah Parsons to be on the field for week 1.
I mean, I do too. I don't know the context of how that looks. Or I expect him to be available.
Could Micah play out this wink back issue throughout regular season games and still get paid?
I think he could. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's just, I think once the season starts, he'll say, all right, let's go. It's just once the season starts, I don't know if negotiation is going to be able to happen. And if he plays on the option year, I don't think that's good for his future here.
So that's Schottenheimer talking about Micah. Diana Rossini was ahead of this story, but for anyone else, I'll never forget it the rest of my life. Driving to LAX, on the way back from Oxnard, Micah could get ready to request a trade. Bam, the Twitter statement comes out. So let's go to Diana Rossini for the very latest on the Scoop City Pod.
You can't negotiate a deal if you don't talk. We say it's status quo, but I think it's important to just highlight what's happening here. Even if Micah wanted to open up this negotiation to remain a Dallas Cowboy, the Cowboys are not allowing that because they won't talk to his agent. Like, you can't negotiate a deal if you don't talk. What next, right? Like, what happens here? Somebody's gonna have to give. The agent can't do anything because the owner doesn't want to talk to him. So it's gonna be on Jerry if he wants to do the deal, to pick up the phone and say, all right, put that to bed. Let's renegotiate. But I don't know if that is going to happen. I feel like in the past with other deals, I always had belief that Jerry would just put aside the ego and open up the wallet and get the player that he needs on the field. This is going to be a lot of backtracking by him. I don't know if he's going to be willing to do that.
Yeah, that is the complicating factor here. And everybody keeps talking about, well, what, how come we don't have a handle on this? Why aren't you guys able to report? Why haven't you found this out yet? Because nobody knows. I don't think Micah knows if the phone call is going to come. They don't know. It is literally up to Jerry, Steven, Todd Williams, Adam Pacifica, Todd Williams, their director of football administration, and then Adam Pacifica, the salary cap guy. Like, it's on them to decide if they're going to pick up the phone and call. Because I don't think Micah's side is calling again. That's done. They're not going to call again. And so it's on the Cowboys to decide if they want to call and reach out. And normally they would. This one feels different. I don't know that they will. So we can actually play a couple of these. There's two of these that really fit. We were watching The Gambler last night, America's Team, The Gambler and his Cowboys. And
because my main objective in this is not to relive all the 90s stuff, even though they're telling it in a very, very well done way. And everyone is going crazy about it and giving it a ton of great reviews, as they should. I wanted to see what we could get from what's happening today in the present, or use something from the past to apply it to today in order to try to make it further into a postseason.
And you absolutely can apply this specific situation. Two things that were here. This first clip here, this is Jerry, Steven, and Emmett talking about Emmett's negotiation, and it sounds exactly like what we're dealing with today.
Contract negotiations are full of ambiguity.
I feel completely disrespected.
But I have a very high tolerance for ambiguity, because I can go longer than most and not have the answer.
Emmett was insulted, and that we were insulting him, and, it just, the tension started to build.
They were $8 million apart, supposedly. Emmett, I guess, was asking for quarterback money. Just even going back to those days to look at what the contracts were, so laughable when you got NBA players making $60 million a year. And Dak, 4 for 17, I think, was the ask, and it eventually got to 4 for 10 for the offer. And Jerry's like, I didn't have the money because of the team finances. Emmett said it was absolutely a distraction. The rest of the team was irritated. All we're talking about is Emmett. I do feel like these Cowboys have not been asked about Micah a ton.
Yeah, I mean, they all got asked.
Like CD got asked, Dak got asked.
Yeah, right after the request was put in, some people got asked. They just shut it down pretty fast. And it was very clear, like, we're not going to sit here and do this.
Finally got done at 4 for 13, I believe.
Yeah,
4 for 13.
It was like 13.5. Or it was whatever was $100,000 more than Thurman Thomas.
13.6.
And it was something where they finally blink on that. This is why it might be different. There was, and I sent you the screenshot of this last night. And I was like, this is what concerns me about this current negotiation with Micah. Jimmy Johnson at the end of the 93 season started publicly flirting with the Jacksonville job when Jacksonville was announced as an expansion team. And
in a Super Bowl year.
Yeah, in a Super Bowl year. He's
Super Bowl press conference.
And he's answering questions about it like, well, I mean, I don't know, could I live without the Cowboys? I don't know. It was very just kind of flippant and dismissive. But Jerry talking about that flirtation might be a tie-in to why the Micah thing is a problem.
During that 93 season, when I found out Jimmy was flirting with Jacksonville, not only did that violate league rules and constitute tampering, but I also thought that Jimmy was not loyal, and I couldn't handle the disloyalty.
That ultimately is why this all broke up, is you're not loyal. You're not loyal to me. And if Jerry feels like that handshake deal was blown off and is a sign of disloyalty, that's a problem, because that shows something he's not willing to let go.
So throughout The Gambler, when you're watching this on Netflix, pay attention to the very few times Jerry says, we. I told you I'd have your back. He said it with Jimmy. He said it with Irvin, with all the court stuff. Wait till you see the Irvin episode. Holy crap. And he may have said it and believed it with Micah. When they got eliminated against the Packers in what Jerry called his worst loss ever, he went in the locker room and he said to Micah, I love you. Said, I love you to Micah Parsons. And I think he doesn't throw around the words lightly, but when he says it to you and he says, it's us together, I have your back forever, that means you have mine, and we don't break that pact. And maybe that's how he's viewing Parsons.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that would explain away a lot of this. When people are talking about, like, well, why won't you just call? This is such a weird negotiating tactic. It might not be a negotiating tactic. It might be,
you broke
I'm
our
upset.
friendship.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten over this yet. He hasn't gotten over some of this Jimmy and stuff. Like, when you listen to him, there's a lot that's in the past. And
Put him in the Ring of Honor forever.
Right. It took a Netflix series for him to put him in the Ring of Honor, which we all asked it. You remember we asked it at the time. We're like, what's happening here? There's something. Yeah. The Netflix series had been announced, but we're like, there's something at play here that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
The fact that he still will talk about the just disloyalty or disrespect or this or that, like, that's 32 years later, and he's holding it tightly. And I mean, this Micah thing was 6 months ago. That's concerning, I think, if you're somebody who wants to see a Micah deal get done, because that says Jerry might not get over this quickly, and that might mean there's an expiration date here.
Did we ever get a reason for Deron Bland missing practice yesterday? Trayvon Diggs saying his goal is to be back by like week 2 or 3. Where was Bland?
No, I think we're gonna get Bland answer today. He was absent for an unknown reason yesterday.
All right.